What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. So today is an exciting video because, man, I'm finally gonna put something in this little 10-gallon vivarium that I made. Nice little vivarium. Door swings open, ready for its new inhabitant. So, little backstory. I've mentioned him a few times in my videos. Jonah Bottle. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Link in the description to his YouTube channel. Make sure there's a little red button and it has the word subscribe on it. You want that to be subscribed. Okay, there needs to be a D on the end of that subscribe, and then there you go. You've got yourself some brownie points. So this video is inhabiting this little enclosure and something else, little enclosure over there, or not little, but not 20 gallon. Depends on what you want to consider little. But so I'm gonna be showing you guys 3 new arrivals today. I'll give a backstory to them when I show them out, but here they are. We got some peanut jars! Alright, but in all seriousness, we're going to be introducing you guys to 3 new arrivals, and I'm super excited about these because they're all just so beautiful. They're such amazing animals. So first off, here we go. We have a little, really young juvenile. I wouldn't consider this a hatchling in any way. He's pretty small, crested gecko, as you can see. But, I mean, look at the patterns. Look at this guy. Look how beautiful this gecko is. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Look at this little guy. Now, too young to tell right now, but I do think it's a female. We got a pretty small little guy. The babies that I've hatched out a lot of babies, and I had a ton of baby geckos, but unfortunately some died, sold some, so I don't have any more at the moment. But here, she is. Now, I don't know how flighty they are. Also, I'm going to be doing a lot of research on what morphs these geckos are. So if any of you guys are morph experts with crested geckos, feel free to drop a suggestion down below on what they might be. But all of these except for one have some variation of Dalmatian spots, and I'm not exactly sure what the criteria is for it to be a Dalmatian. I believe it's 50 spots. I think it's 50 spots all around the gecko, excluding the tail because the tail can be dropped. But so this little guy here is going to be going in the 10-gallon vivarium, bioactive vivarium that I built, at least for right now, until and I will be releasing them in this video as well, until he grows, she grows, and then we'll be added to something bigger. This 10-gallon vivarium is not permanent for any crested gecko. I have it because I'm going to be breeding them again, and if I get babies, that's where they'll go. That's where the real small little baby hatchlings will go. This guy is a long distance away from being a hatchling, but still a pretty small gecko. Also, name suggestions, greatly appreciated. I was really good at naming animals up until I got into like having 35 of them, and now I have over 35 animals. I have 36, 37 turtles, tortoises, and now I have 5 geckos. And here's the second one. This is a true juvenile, subadult crested gecko, also female. She doesn't have as much color. Let's see if we can get her out. She's kind of hidden down right now. You want to come out? You flighty? But still, beautiful animal, nonetheless. Actually reminds me a lot of my first crested gecko, Ponyo, which unfortunately I lost due to calcium deficiency. So I'd done a lot of research, but for some reason I did not consider switching her diet over Ponyo when she was laying eggs. And unfortunately, I had her on the same diet, which is Pangea. I'm sorry, Rapashi. I used to use Pangea, but now I have Rapashi, which at the time was Rapashi, and I kept her on the same diet when she was laying eggs, and I should have been supplementing her with extra calcium, which, lesson learned. Oh, there she goes, just like a crested gecko does. Lesson learned, it will not happen again. So I've talked to a lot of breeders throughout that time, got a lot of suggestions, tips, pointers, so I feel pretty prepared about the whole thing. And I'm not breeding them for a profit. I'm breeding them because it's something I enjoy doing. I love raising animals, seeing the, raising the eggs, the hatchings, everything, seeing them hatch is really cool to me. And need be, I could set up a booth at a reptile expo. But until then, take one step at a time, getting the colony build up. So that's our second. We have one more, and this girl is an absolute beaut. Here we have an adult female crested gecko with the tail. Absolutely stunning. I mean, this girl she's big, she's beautiful, and she is just a stunner crested gecko. Now, my other female cobbler, she's an extreme harlequin crested gecko, and she's absolutely beautiful. She doesn't have a tail, but dang, this girl is massive. She's big, and I want to pull her out just because I want to show off the colors that this girl has. Come on, girl. Come on. And she is just a stunner. Look at her. We have like some red flaring down by the side of the head. Look at that. The colors on the dorsal and the tail. I mean, I could stand here and gawk and drool over this gecko for hours. Like around her eyes, like green almost. That is so cool. Hey. Oh man, I always get scared my geckos are gonna run away, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night with a gecko on my face. But I mean, she's absolutely beautiful. Now, I'll put her back in here just because she's itching to get away. What the plan is for right now, I'm not exactly sure where I can house all three of these geckos, no problem. This girl here, the baby, she's going in the 10-gallon tank. 10-gallon setup, no problem. The adult here, I believe for right now, I'm going to try to put her with my adult female cobbler. Now, my adult female and my adult male are housed separately. They both have 20-gallon tall vertical vivariums, and I believe I can put her with my female. Cobbler does not seem aggressive at all. I had her with Charles, my male, and not a single one of them attacked each other. I was watching them, and they were in there with each other for about 2 weeks. So I was trying to breed cobbler. I don't know if it happened or not, but I mean, she's absolutely huge. Look at her. And this, I have like, I don't know, average sized hand for an adult American male, and she's big. Look at that, she's big. So a backstory to these geckos. A friend of mine, Joe in a Bottle, he messaged me because he saw these on Craigslist. There were 6 of them being sold. There were these 3, and then 3 others, 2 males and another juvenile female, which was a pinstripe morph. I didn't know that. Pretty cool. The guy was not going to split the group up, and neither one of us could keep 6 geckos. So we were like, hey, he messaged me and he thought, would you want to split this group up with me? Split the group, the price and everything. And I gave it a day to think about it. I usually like to give at least 24 hours if I'm going to be buying another animal. So I gave it a day, and I said, you know what? Sure, sounds like a great plan. I can whip up another vivarium, and everything should be good. So that's where we are now. Joe in a Bottle, you're the man. Link to his channel in the description below. Make sure to subscribe, because he has some amazing stuff, and I know that he has some amazing stuff coming out soon. So you know what? That's the introductions. Now let's put them in the tanks. Alright, so here's the 10-gallon vivarium. Apologies for the pothos. They're a little better than they were before. They're still a little droopy though. They went about 2 days without being planted in any water or soil or anything, because I was using their pot to put up in the vivarium. So they got a little wilted, but they're jumping back. They're a lot better than they were yesterday. Here's the vivarium. Little baby geck going in. Here she is. I think maybe I might throw the juvenile in here as well, just for a few days, just to see how cobbler and this female reacts to each other. And if they do well, everything should be peachy. But if not, then I'll have to make another 20-gallon vivarium. And if I do that, then I'll put the juvenile and this female together, because they should be used to each other. So here's the little girl, little guy. Try to focus. Don't jump. I do believe it's a female. I think she's big enough to tell. If it were a male, I think it'd be pretty obvious at this point. And if not now, then it will be soon. But here she goes into the vivarium. Gonna jump on that leaf. They're all eating Pangea, I believe. Or Rapashi. Pangea and Rapashi are like the two biggies. Look, there she goes. See, that tank is plenty big enough for her right now. Until she gets bigger, of course. And for right now, and by right now I mean like probably for the next 2 days, this juvenile is gonna go in here. Just until I can see how Cobbler and this other female here react. If they're fighting, then I will separate them because I don't want this female to drop her tail. I don't want any of these geckos to drop their tails because they're amazing. Here's the other gek, juvenile female. It'll be a little while before she can breed. So patience is a virtue and definitely something you're gonna have to have when breeding reptiles, no matter what kind it is. So there she goes. And we'll let them adjust and everything's nice and moist for them. Yeah, again, not a permanent setup for either one of them. The baby will be in here for sure. That juvenile will go somewhere else in a few days, but for right now, that's where she's gonna be. And I need to get a little suction cup, like hanging wall thing for their food, but for right now, they'll just have a cup on the floor of the terrarium. But let's close this up. All right, we're gonna lock them in. Make sure it's official that they are in their enclosure. All right, there it is. Now let's move on to the next terrarium, which Joe in a Bottle himself actually made. Link to that video in the description if you want to know how that was made. Absolutely stunning. And we're going to see how Cobbler and this absolutely stunning female react to each other. So let's do that. Alright guys, so here is the greatest bioactive vivarium I have in my possession. I have ever had in my possession. And probably will ever have in my possession. Joe in a Bottle made this. I added a little handle here from last time. Pretty nice. But here it is. This is where Cobbler, my female crested gecko, is in the stain. I'm going to pull her out right now. I'll add some... Oh, she's pretty flighty. I added some... I will add some food when... I'm sorry. I'm just so focused on the gecko. Look at the size difference. This girl here is huge. I'll add some food in there after the video. I took it out because you're not supposed to leave it in there for 24 hours. But here she is. She's so big. She's so big. This tank right here is Charles, my male. He's living the bachelor life right now. Dang, this girl's thick. Look at her. I really like this gecko here. Is it focused? Probably not. Look at that. I mean, the light I have on here is a really white light, so those lights are not, that is what she looks like in real life, that vivid. She's incredible. So, we're gonna throw her in. I really want to know what kind of morph this gecko is, because she's a stunning gecko. Put her in. Females generally, I've done a lot of research, generally are not aggressive towards other females unless they are being deprived of food, because then it's a territorial thing. I'm gonna watch them, like I said. Try to get Cobbler out here. Come on, Cobbler. There you go. Be nice, okay? I swear, if you take her tail off, I'm gonna be so mad. But there they are right now. I'm just gonna unclip this. Switch my mic over. Alright, so here they are. Cobbler, new female. Doing great. It looks like so far. Yeah, the vivarium's doing great. The only thing that's really like died is this one arm of snake plant. It kind of just has rotted away. But I'm leaving that for the isopods and springtails and everything. So it should be all good. Like the pothos, doing great. Both these down here have grown tremendously. They're really filling out. And the snake plant back there is doing well. Everything is great. Cobbler. Cobbler has bred before. She's laid eggs. She has offspring, but I don't know where they are. They're somewhere else. Before the person I bought her from has the offspring of Cobbler. Yeah, she's great. So, yeah, here's my gecko setup as is. 2 20-gallon tall tanks. Charles, my male, Cresty. Then we got Cobbler, the new female. Got some deer antlers. Then over here we have the 10-gallon. You haven't really moved much. Now she's moving. But yeah, I'm gonna keep a close eye on these guys. Let me tripod out of the way. Pretty long video, but hope you enjoyed it. Hope maybe you learned something. Thought something was interesting. Huge thanks to Jonah Bottle for thinking of me when he saw these geckos on Craigslist. I'm really honored to be working with him. I'm gonna close this up for right now. Got little locks and everything. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it open. But thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to check out my other videos, because I know there's something on there that you will enjoy watching. But thanks again. I'll see you next time, and have a great day.